Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is going to be a big one. Is it the end of Antony Martial at Manchester United? You could almost run a poll, but we're not going to. We're going to discuss it. I think if you'd said to me 2 weeks ago, I would have said, well, yeah, it is. Of course it is. The player wants to go. Most of our fan base wants him to go. And therefore, it's the right time, really, for Antony Martial to go. He's been here for quite a while now. He was brought in by Louis van Gaal. We've actually had two managers and an interim since then. And he's just spent the last 4 months on loan at Sevilla because he didn't want to stay, even though Rangnick wanted him to. So the writing's on the wall for Antony Martial. Of course it is. But on the other hand, we've just missed out on Darwin Núñez. If we buy Antony to solve the right-hand side issue, and we've got people like Sancho and Rashford and Elanga who can play off the left-hand side, Ronaldo up front, Martial up front, we're all right for the next year, aren't we? No one expects us to win the league. We're not even in the Champions League. Martial, support striker, plays in the Europa League if Ronaldo gets injured. He's done it before. Gets himself back in the shop window, and Manchester United maybe look at a striker in a year's time. What's not to lose? Is that not a logical thing? And should Ten Hag be persuading Martial to do that? We're going to discuss it. Well, look, I've always been a fan of Antony Martial. I like the player. I think when he's on it, and remember, he was most recently on it when he came on at the back end of January and played really well off the bench and ended up being a big part of the goal that got us 3 points when Rashford had the tap in from Cavani's cross. So it's not been that far long ago that he's actually made an impact on a game. Up until, less than a year ago, he was making French national squads. So there is a player in Antony Martial. The issue is, would the fan base be happy with it? Well, ultimately, that's not really a major concern, isn't it? It's what Ten Hag wants, and it's what Antony Martial wants. And I think another factor is that you've got to bring in is the financial. He's on around £250,000 a week. He's still got a few years left on his contract. If Antony Martial wants to leave and Manchester United want to sell him, we've spent upwards of £50 million on this deal. I think we bought him for initial 36 and add-ons have gone way beyond that. So we've invested a lot of money in a player that's still only in his mid-20s. To sell him, who's going to buy him? You're probably going to get 30 million for him tops. But who's going to pay 30 million pounds for Antony Martial, who's not consistently played well for 18 months? Who's going to pay 30 million pounds to us and then take on his wages of 250 grand a week? He's going to have to take a massive wage cut. Why would he do that? Or we're going to have to sell him for next to nothing. Why would we do that? It's almost mission impossible for Antony Martial to leave Manchester United this summer. Unless we got ridiculously lucky and a PSG went, well, you know what, we would like Martial, we will pay him 250 grand a week and we will give you 30 million. So at best, I think we're going to get him out on loan. And if he's going on loan, what's the bloody point? Why? We'd still have, if he goes on loan, we'll have to do what happened with Sevilla. We'll have to pay probably half his wages, which is 100 and something grand a week, for him to go and play for somebody else. Surely there is a logical solution for everybody to sit Antony Martial down and go, look, we did want Darwin Núñez, we didn't get him. We could go for Jonathan David, we could go for Alexander Isak, we could even bring Danny Ings in from Aston Villa. But we don't want to do that because we want to give you a chance. And it's not even a chance. What we want to do, Antony, is get you back playing like you were a couple of years ago. We want to get you back in the French national squad. We want to get you back to the level you should be because you're not 31 coming towards the end of your career. You're in your mid-20s, mate. You can still have a really good career and it can start again at Manchester United, just like I am, Erik Ten Hag, under me. And I'm not going to lie to you though, Antony. I think you're a good player and I'm going to back you and I'm going to develop you because now we are developing. You're not under Solskjaer anymore doing keep-ups or whatever rubbish he had you doing. This is proper coaching. And I want you part of it because we're playing Thursday night and Sunday night a lot next season. And Cristiano Ronaldo can't do it. And I'm not buying a striker because you're my backup striker. And you're not even a backup because Ronaldo gets injured quite a bit. In last season, he was missing games every now and again. He can't play Thursday, Sunday. You're going to play every week. Sometimes it'll be Thursday. Sometimes it'll be Thursday and a Sunday. You'll get half an hour in the games on the Sunday. You'll start on the games on a Thursday. That season, playing regularly for me at Manchester United is going to put you back in the shop window, back in the French squad with my backing. This is what I want to do. What are you telling me? If Martial says, I don't want this, I want out, you say to him, well, look, I want you out then, because I can't be more open and I can't be more accommodating and I can't be more backing of you than that. But tell me this, Antony, who's going to buy you? Because I ain't loaning you out to anybody, and we're not letting you go unless we get 30 million. So you can take the pay cut if you want out of this club, because we're not loaning you and we want 30 million. You play hardball. I've heard people saying things like, well, you know what? If Martial doesn't want to stay, then we may as well loan him out because he's got us over a barrel. He hasn't got us over a barrel. He's not got us over a barrel at all. He's got his career over a barrel. He's in his mid-20s. Can he afford a year out not playing football? Because I wouldn't loan him. I'd say, if you want to go, mate, if you're so desperate to get out of Manchester United, we'll sell you for 30 million. You can sort your wages out. I don't. Well, they won't pay me 250 grand a week. Tough. Take a pay cut if you're that desperate. If you want to keep earning 250 grand a week, you're going to have to get someone to pay you that. No one's going to pay you that at the moment. We'll pay you for the next year to put yourself back in the shop window next summer. But you've got to perform for me. You've got to trust me. And I'd just say that. I wouldn't say I want you net for the next 3 or 4 years, because that might be completely unrealistic. But it would massively help United out if Martial got back to where he was 2 years ago as that striker that supplements Ronaldo. That means we don't have to buy a striker this summer. And then in a year's time, Martial gets the move he probably wants, that maybe United want, but it just gives us that first year grace where we've missed out on Nunez and we don't really want to go for plan C, D or E. And it allows us then to buy Antony on the right hand side. Because I don't think, people could say, well, we could do that with Rashford. Martial actually has played up front in the Premier League. He has played up front for France. He can do it. He understands it. He plays well with his back to goal. Rashford with his back to goal, he ain't good. Rashford with the ball over the top, yeah, he can do it. But he's not a link-up striker. He's not a back to the wall, back to goal striker. And Martial gives you that. He gives you that. I think Martial in the right frame. I'm a fan of Martial, so you're never going to change my opinion on that. My eyes are wide open to there are issues. Of course there are. You know, I don't agree with Martial saying he wanted out of the club in January, but maybe he's had enough of the way he's been treated. I don't know. But I do believe there's a good player there. And consistency's always been a problem. Ten Hag's a good coach. The most important thing is you've got to get Ten Hag wanting to do this. But if we can get him to do it, I think we've got the perfect person to do it for a year, to supplement Ronaldo, to give us some breathing space that we've not been afforded by not getting Darwin Nunez, and allow us to focus on that wide right and get Antony in. So is it the end of Antony Martial? I'm here for the comments. I'm here to see what you've got to say. But in summary, we've basically got 3 options. We loan him out, which is what we did with Sevilla, and he disappears. We pay off his wages. Who does that benefit? We sell him, but we've got to get 30 million for him. And who's going to pay us 30 million and 250 grand a week? If someone wants to do it, let's do it. We keep him for a year. We use him as the backup striker to Ronaldo, which allows us to get Antony and not be left short up front. And I think option 3, if it can be done, and there are some barriers to that, Martial's got to want to do it, Ten Hag's got to want to do it. If that can be done, I think Antony Martial of 2 years ago, name me a better striker that's available for us realistically this summer. Because I actually think Antony Martial, anywhere near his best as a number 9, is there. He's there right now, and he's a Man United player. And I think that I'm pretty sure he wants to go. I'm pretty sure United want him to go. And he may well end up going. And that probably is the logical thing. So it maybe is the end of Martial. Because if I tell you what, on a percentage, I'm probably 75% sure he's going to go, one way or another. But if he goes and we get Antony, who's the support striker to Ronaldo? Rashford. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, if we're getting Antony, I would keep Martial, because it's just another option, isn't it? It's an option that's actually done that job before in a season where, let's be honest, our aim this season is to win the Europa League, get top 4, and if we can do well in a domestic cup, that's great. You know, the margin for error is quite big, because we're not trying to win a league. We're not trying to win the Champions League. We're trying to win the Europa League and get in the top 4. If it doesn't work, so what? We'd still be. I think it can only be. It can only be worth a go. But it's an interesting one. It really is an interesting one, and I'm very interested to see what you've got to think about it. Get your comments in below. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. And remember, on the run up to Father's Day, we have got 20% off on these tops and all United Stand merch this week, all the way all week. So check out the link in the description. Get your comments in below about Martial. What do you think? What would you do? Because it's not as easy as saying, let's sell him. Who's going to buy him? Who's going to pay 250 grand a week? And where we're going to get the 30 million from. But it's also not as easy as saying keep him as the backup to Ronaldo, because what if he doesn't want to do that? What if Ten Hag doesn't want him to do that? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Is it the end of Martial? Get your comments in below.